The 7 Principles of Sun Tzu. The wisdom of Sun Tzu, the art of war, has guided leaders for centuries. Though it was written more than 2,500 years ago, its lessons remain deeply relevant today, whether we're tackling business challenges, personal goals, or family matters. These principles aren't about fighting physical wars. They're about understanding conflict in all forms, be it at work, school, or home. By interpreting them broadly, we can harness Sun Tzu's insight for personal growth and success. In this video, we'll explore 7 key principles inspired by Sun Tzu. Each principle will be explained with clear examples and a practical life lesson. By the end, you'll see how this ancient strategy can guide us through modern challenges. Let's begin our journey into each principle. 1. Know yourself and your enemy, and you will never be defeated. Sun Tzu famously said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." This means that awareness is the greatest strength. First, know your own strengths, weaknesses, goals, and emotions. Then seek to understand the other person's perspective as well, their motives, strategies, and fears. When you combine self-awareness with empathy or analysis of others, you can navigate challenges skillfully and avoid surprises. Imagine a student preparing for a difficult exam. They know they struggle with math but excel in writing. By honestly assessing themselves, they spend extra time reviewing formulas and practice problems. They also study the exam format and know their teacher's style, the enemy in this case. Armed with that dual knowledge, they create an effective study plan. Similarly, a small business owner might recognize their company's unique strengths and limitations and carefully research a larger competitor's strategies. With this combined insight, the owner can carve out a niche or find a better way to serve customers, avoiding direct clashes they are unlikely to win. In history, great leaders have applied this principle. During World War II, Allied commanders spent enormous effort analyzing both their own capabilities and the enemy's resources and tactics. By knowing the terrain, supply lines, and leadership on both sides, they planned invasions and defenses that led to victory with minimal losses. Life lesson: honest self-reflection combined with understanding others leads to confidence and clear strategy. Whether in a job interview, a friendship, or a competition, prepare yourself and anticipate the other person's moves. This awareness prevents most failures and sets you on a path to success. 2. Strategy outweighs brute force. Sun Tzu teaches that careful planning and strategy often win more than sheer force or effort. He observed that victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. In other words, a wise competitor figures out the outcome in advance through study and planning, rather than hoping that strength or chance will carry them through. Imagine 2 athletes facing off. One trains smartly and prepares a game plan before the match, while the other relies on raw strength during the game. The prepared athlete will have thought about the opponent's weaknesses and practiced specific moves, giving them an edge even if the other is stronger. Similarly, a parent might organize the family schedule by planning chores and activities ahead of time, strategy, rather than reacting in chaos each day force. By anticipating conflicts and making a plan, they reduce stress and keep things running smoothly. In the business world, consider a startup competing against an established giant. The startup can't match the giant in size or budget, so it must use creativity and strategy, perhaps finding a niche market or developing a unique technology. By focusing on clever positioning and flexibility, the smaller company can succeed against a much larger competitor. Life lesson: before charging ahead, take time to plan and adapt. Research, learn, and develop a thoughtful approach. When we outthink rather than outmuscle our challenges, we achieve better and more lasting results. Sun Tzu shows us that strategy and preparation form the first key to victory. 3. Move like wind, stay silent like a forest, strike like fire, stand firm like a mountain. This principle comes from Sun Tzu's advice: let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness that of the forest. And rating be like fire, immovable like a mountain. It teaches for qualities: move as swiftly as the wind, remain silent and structured like a forest, strike with intensity like fire, and hold firm like a mountain. By blending flexibility with steadiness, we become powerful and unpredictable. Consider a project at work. In the early phase, you move like the wind, gathering information or resources quickly wherever they are available. You remain silent and cohesive like a forest by communicating calmly with your team and not revealing every detail prematurely. When it's time to launch the project, you strike like fire, acting decisively and strongly to capture attention or market share. Finally, if challenges or critiques arise, you stand firm like a mountain, maintaining your position and composure even under pressure. Or imagine giving a presentation. You prepare thoroughly in quiet focus forest, adjusting your delivery in response to the audience wind. When delivering the key message, you do so with passion and clarity fire. If questions or objections come, you respond calmly and confidently mountain. This balanced approach leaves a strong impression. Life lesson: embrace adaptability and consistency in balance. Be flexible in learning and preparation. Be organized and composed, then take bold action when it counts. This dance of changing and steady moves ensures you meet life's challenges with agility and strength. For opportunity lies in chaos, Sun Tzu reminds us that in the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Life often throws sudden changes, a crash, crisis, or unexpected turn that seem chaotic. But these moments can hide chances for growth or innovation. Instead of being paralyzed by disorder, look for openings to move forward. Think about a time when something unexpectedly fell apart. Maybe a company laid off workers, or a long-planned trip was canceled. In that chaos, new paths may appear. A person who lost a job might use the moment to start a dream business or go back to school. A canceled plan might free time to pursue a new hobby or spend extra moments with loved ones. Even in nature, a forest fire chaos leads to new growth and regeneration. The principle is to stay alert and flexible so you can spot and seize new opportunities. For example, when a competitor goes bankrupt, others can fill the gap by serving those customers or acquiring resources at low cost. During economic downturns, entrepreneurs who quickly adapt to what people need will thrive. Life lesson: when things fall apart, look for what you can build. Keep calm and stay creative when facing chaos. Sun Tzu's wisdom teaches that misfortune often hides a lesson or chance. Pivot with courage and you can turn chaos into opportunity. 5. Lead with trust, not just orders. Sun Tzu emphasizes that a leader earns loyalty by treating others with respect and care. He said, "A great general regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys." In modern terms, this means create a culture of trust. People do their best work when they feel respected, listened to, and supported, not simply bossed around. For example, a manager who trusts employees with responsibility, offers guidance, and listens to feedback will see greater commitment and creativity. Workers who feel valued will go the extra mile without needing every step spelled out. Compare this to a supervisor who only shouts orders. That manager might get short-term compliance, but not true loyalty or innovation. Imagine a coach leading a sports team, a coach who motivates players, shows confidence in them, and treats them like teammates will inspire them to train harder and play smarter. That team will stay united through ups and downs. On the other hand, a coach who constantly criticizes and commands might create fear but not dedication. Life lesson: build relationships on trust and example. Whether you are a parent, teacher, or manager, lead with empathy and honesty. When people trust that you care about them, they will support your vision with dedication. This way, goals are achieved together and you win hearts, not just tasks. 6. Win battles without revealing your hand. One of Sun Tzu's most profound teachings is that true mastery is winning without fighting. He wrote that supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting, and that the best leaders subdue the enemy's troops without any fighting. In practical terms, This means achieving your goals through clever strategy, negotiation, or influence rather than brute confrontation. In daily life, this could mean negotiating a win-win solution instead of arguing, or showing kindness where someone expects hostility to defuse conflict. For example, if two coworkers disagree on a project, a smart colleague might propose a new idea that satisfies both sides, rather than taking sides or escalating tensions. In diplomacy, building alliances and making strategic moves can resolve conflicts without war. A modern example is a startup pitching to investors. Instead of attacking established competitors, the founder might highlight a unique value they offer. This way, they gain support and perhaps even partnerships without destroying others. In chess, a player might lure the opponent into a trap, winning by checkmate without a single captured piece early on. The key is subtlety and clever tactics. Life lesson: think like a strategist. Use planning, communication, and creativity to achieve what you want without needless conflict. If you can persuade, plan, or outthink a problem, you save effort and build goodwill. Remember, the highest art of success is to achieve your goals without confrontation. 7. Conquer yourself to conquer the world. Finally, the greatest battle is often within. This principle isn't a direct Sun Tzu quote, but the idea resonates with many philosophies. Self-discipline and self-mastery are the foundation for all other victories. As one wise saying goes, it is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Another echoes, to conquer yourself is the first and noblest of all victories. When you control your emotions, thoughts, and habits, you set the stage to overcome external challenges. Consider how managing your own impulses helps in every part of life. A person who resists anger in a conflict can find a calm solution rather than make the situation worse. A student who defeats procrastination through discipline will reach their goals more surely than one who crams at the last minute. Athletes and artists must train themselves to focus, even when bored or tired, to achieve excellence. Even leaders have inner battles. A captain who masters fear and stays calm under pressure can guide the team confidently. An entrepreneur who cultivates patience and persistence will weather failures on the path to success. Life lesson: self-mastery lays the foundation for all achievements. Build habits of reflection, patience, and discipline. When you conquer negative emotions and self-doubt, you clear the way to conquer challenges in the outside world. In this way, winning the inner war grants the power to face any outer battle. Throughout these 7 principles, Sun Tzu's wisdom teaches us to combine awareness with strategy, to balance action with reflection, and to lead with both the mind and the heart. By applying these lessons, knowing ourselves and others, planning carefully, being adaptable yet steady, seeing opportunities in change, trusting and inspiring people, using strategy over force, and mastering our inner selves, we can navigate life's battles with confidence and grace. Sun Tzu's advice may be ancient, but as we've seen, it lights the way for modern challenges too. Take these lessons to heart, and you'll find that even the toughest situations can be met with wisdom and determination.